Hi, thanks for taking the time to view this video. This is part of a series of 3D modeling videos that I've been making in order to explain the process of constructing these three-dimensional models inside of EDS and MVS. What I'm going to show today are just some basic building blocks for a 3D model that accomplish two things. One, it takes MIP data, which can be pretty dense vertically, and shows two ways for viewing this data. It also shows the use of basic fence diagrams to show off profiled slices through the lithology of the model. So this particular site right here, all we've done is sort of drape an image over it. And so this image is sort of gives us a sense of place. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the visibility down on this thing so we can see where we're at, and just show the PID data. Again, this is data that's just been sampled along some sort of depth profile. The legend is right here. It gives us an idea of the magnitude of the range of values that we're looking at here. But there's also another visualization technique that you can use with this sort of thing. If you add those data as line data, you can actually put this as sort of a vertical graph next to the sampling location. And the reason that, or an area, a situation where that could maybe be helpful, is if you want to show at the sampling location, maybe you want to show the geology instead of the actual, instead of the PID readings down the boring. Maybe you want to show the geology. And that could look something like this. I've just turned on some geology boring samples that were used to create a three-dimensional model. And here's a case out by itself. And you could have for any given boring, you could have the actual PID reading as sort of a vertical graph along this axis right here. And if I were to turn this back on, you could see that kind of where I'm going with this. You choose. It's just an alternate way to sort of show show the same thing. So just something to think about. You can also label stuff. It's a little cumbersome to work with, and it's kind of what you see is what you get. So in a three-dimensional presentation environment, it works okay, it works fine. But once you want to go to sort of a two-dimensional screen capture that you then put on a map, it gets a little awkward to work with. But if nothing else, it kind of shows the functionality of this data in terms of what it is it's showing. So if you can pare this data down, let's say that you know that you're only interested in data along some certain cross sections, maybe this becomes more feasible. Okay, so turn the imagery back on just to give us a sense of place again, and I'll fade this back out, and let's say one of the things that we wanted to do was model some cross sections in a certain area within this model, and say this area right here where we have these axes turned on. This becomes my modeling space. This is where I'm really interested in. This is the area that I'm interested in modeling. And let's say that I've got some some cross sections here, where inside of a GIS or a CAD environment we've drawn these cross section lines, and you can see that what we end up with for these two are sort of planar cuts, three-dimensionally. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit here so we can pare down all this other extraneous data. Okay, so you can see that right here what we've done is we've done away with some other extraneous data. We've whittled this model down to a cross-section right here. I'm just going to rotate this around, and we've confined the PID data to just being shown along this one transect right here. We've turned on sampling location IDs. We've turned on labels for this, and you see, rotate this stuff around. The blue columns right here, these are the these blue columns represent the well screens, where the data is screened at, and where the screens were installed inside the wells. We've got the geology, and so you can begin to see how you can get from somewhere. You can take a model like this and get from here to get to a finished product, or that could look something like this. This is that same area that we've taken and confined it to one transect location, and we've got PID data. We build the legend and stuff. This is in an ArcGIS environment. So this is sort of the evolution of this type of figure, and I just wanted to preview some real basic components of how we get from there to here. Thanks.